to another episode of EMA Cloud Rants today with Cliff Turner of Cloud Passage. And we want to talk about the core of the reason of why EMA selected Cloud Passage as an EMA top 3 vendor. Cliff, what we liked about the Cloud Passage architecture is the inclusiveness of the security model. It all travels with the application. So when my developers install something on ECS containers, if they go to Azure, use machine learning there, if they use something in Google, or if they deploy something Kubernetes, for example, on vSphere, I have that safety net everywhere in your architecture, that the compliance and the security that travel with the application, right? That is really the key of your value proposition, so that I don't have to be worried about shadow IT. You're basically that net that that lies over all IT, that safety net, right?
Right. Yeah, I think of it as portability, right? It needs to work anywhere. Right. And that gives you a lot of strength. You don't have to go, oh, okay, Mr. Developer on just Java application, you need to go use a different tool. Oh, this developer on .NET, you got to use a different tool. That causes a ton of both overload, like tool overload. You have 10 different tools for 10 different development platforms. Right. But also imagine having to manage that. Say it's, even if you just say it's a quarter FTE per management, the amount of time you save by having one tool that does your containers, your servers, and your cloud accounts, and works in any environment, whether it's Kubernetes or whether it's VMware. It doesn't matter. I think, to me, that just makes it so much easier to use.
And I was fascinated by your new container dashboard, where I can really see containers the same way as I can see VMs, as I can see bare metal. And the interesting piece there is that containers behave totally different and work totally different. They should be immutable, right?
You're right, but don't tell anybody the dirty little secret that every container has an operating system. So I used to think, when I first started learning about containers, I thought, oh, I'm going to take this application and run just my application. Mm-hmm. No, that's not the truth. Right. There's an operating system running your application. Now, it may be a container-specific operating system like Alpine or CoreOS, but it is still an operating system.
Yeah, there's a host underneath, and all that happens is the kernel is shared between different applications, right?
That's right. Yeah, to me, that's why I think there's so much of this sort of nirvana, sort of this it's not cloud washing, but it's sort of hey, there's no problems. It's everything's lily white in container world, because they think I don't have to deal with operating system issues and security, because they think there's no operating system there. Yeah. Well, all the things that you have to deal with the operating systems, you still have to deal with.
And that is the key problem. And that's the key problem. Yeah. We have the same staff. So we have in our research report, we found that security and compliance are the top pain points in container management. And then on the other side, we have integration with traditional IT and leveraging the existing IT staff, also the security guys and the compliance engineers, to now be responsible for container management. And containers behave different. As you said, they work differently. So they may not even know they have a gap, right? That's why I like to call this a safety net.
Yes. Yeah, I think you also used a key differentiator for a well-run container environment is they're immutable, right? The container should be immutable. And that changes your risk, right? It's like if I give you a car but don't give you the keys, you can't drive it around. I don't have to worry about insurance for you. The risk model changes. But containers, so that immutable concept, or that idea that you can't change a container once it starts, changes your risk a lot. I don't have to worry about somebody logging in and installing some software, because nobody can log in.
I mean, containers don't have to be immutable, right? I mean, I can add and upgrade containers if I want to. That's another point.
That's right. And I think to me, those are the two dirtiest secrets about containers. One, there's an operating system. And two, yes, they're supposed to be immutable, but you can make them log-inable. That's not a real word, but...
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's the right way of describing it. I mean, shadow containers, right? It's all about... we have a lot of experience with VMs, but not so much with containers. So let's hope we have all of our ducks in a row for the next audit. That's really the key consideration. And the unified character of the cloud passage solution was really key for our selection. Thank you very much, Cliff. This was another episode of EMA Cloud Rants.